What is going on, everyone? Happy Tuesday. I hope all of you are having a wonderful day. Good morning, good afternoon, good night for all those tuning in. And if you are brand new to the channel, go ahead and make sure to smash that like button for me. Subscribe. Most importantly, turn on post notifications for you not to go ahead and miss out on any of these streams or any of the videos I do. Currently, right now, I am looking to upload twice a day and looking to go ahead and do 3 to 4 videos, literally 7 days a week in the coming up year. So definitely, if that's the kind of content you want to go ahead and have, smash that subscribe button for me and go ahead and smash that like. So welcome everybody. Hope all of you are doing good today. Today we're going to go ahead and talk about my thoughts about the FOMC meeting that's actually going on tomorrow. We will go ahead and watch it live. Very boring stuff, I'm gonna be honest. Usually the FOMC meetings are super freaking boring, but they're actually quite funny in my opinion with the kind of BS lies that we have to hear, right? So we're going to be talking about that, what we could be expecting actually tomorrow with the market. It looks like the stock market actually closed pretty well today, but it does look like we are trying to go ahead and reverse back on the DXY, which is something I want to go ahead and talk about. I slightly kind of talked about it yesterday. I apologize for the mess that I have back here. Go ahead and move that out the way. Let's go ahead and check if we are currently live. So give me 1 second. Hey, yo, what's up, Syntax? How's it going, my guy? Hope you're having a good one today. Hi, John. How are you doing today? I'm doing pretty good, man. Hope you're doing well yourself. Just wanted to go ahead and talk about, what we could be expecting, in my opinion, with the FOMC meeting and what we should be in the lookout. I don't think it's anything we should be too concerned overall. As I mentioned earlier, I did mention that I am bullish overall on the market, but I do want to go ahead and talk about this just right now, just during live. Just to go ahead and kind of get some of your guys' opinion, what you think, and as well, just, go ahead and spend some time together. Let me go ahead and post my link down below. Definitely trying out some different times, so hopefully, the different time zones do work out for a lot of you. How are you doing today, Syntax? So currently right now we have over 3 viewers, so go ahead and smash that like button for me. Completely free, doesn't cost you anything. Let's see how many people we could actually get here today on today's live stream. In the meantime, while we wait, Zcat, how's it going? Pepe 2, do you think we going up from here? Let's go ahead and check out Pepe 2. Welcome, by the way. Haven't really talked about Pepe 2 since yesterday, I believe. So let's go ahead and take a look at Pepe 2. And if you do want to go ahead and get any technical analysis on any of the projects, make sure to go ahead and comment down below. And if it's a project that we haven't talked about before, please provide the smart contract for me to go ahead and do some TA. It looks like so far it is kind of playing in this zone that we've been talking about. If we do go ahead and lose the support right here at the 3191, it is going to be looking extremely bearish. In my opinion, I think Pepe 2.0 might be kind of dead. I could be wrong, but we are also oversold on the RSI. So just be very careful with Pepe 2.0. We could actually go ahead and bounce and touch back on the 4023 and actually go ahead and get rejected and actually come down even further down to the levels of 1159. I mean, the problem honestly right now that we're having, it's not only with the flash crash that we just had on Sunday, but also with the issue that right now, a lot of these tokens are just not getting the same interest as they were last couple months ago. One of the things being is that right now Solana is kind of taking ahead of a lot of these tokens, and so is the Grok narrative. So a lot of people are just chasing the next hot shiny thing, and it looks like right now with the Pepes, they're just kind of lacking a lot behind. I mean, Pepe was actually doing good. It actually did do a small little 2 to 3x, I believe, from when we called it around this massive cup and handle pattern with this breakout. It looks like right now it is coming back to a support. So we're at very critical areas with a lot of these tokens, and the question that a lot of people are asking is, are we going to go ahead and dump down even further, or was that the bottom with on Sunday, right? But if you see, even with Pepe 2.0, we had an additional 15% dump today, currently at a 13 million market cap, 12.03 holders, and only $274,000 of volume. But it does look like a lot of buy-ins are coming in, right? We do see a lot of buyers coming in. Obviously, these are bots. So maybe they purposely just went ahead and dumped the market in order to liquidate everybody, which is something very common. But we do also see that we have lost slightly some holders on there. Let's go ahead and see what else we can see. KuCoin still being one of the top holders, and then following with MEXC. But overall, with Pepe 2.0, I don't know. I think we're in a very, very sticky situation, to go ahead and say the least. I would say that if we do lose this area of support at the 3033, it is going to look quite bearish. We did actually touch and go as low as like 2.5. That's actually where I got liquidated. I got liquidated on this wick right here. Literally just wicked me out, and it literally pumped over 50%. So it dumped 40% and then pumped back up to a 50%. But even looking at the 1 hourly chart, we do see that a strong area of resistance is around the 3450. So we could actually go ahead and get rejected on the zone one more time, either pump, and then we're going to go ahead and dump. So in my opinion right now with Pepe 2.0, it's looking more bearish than bullish in my opinion on those smaller time frames. One thing that I could go ahead and say is looking slightly kind of bullish in my opinion, I would say, is on the weekly. It does not look too bad, right? So this is the reason why we always have to go to the bigger time frames, because sometimes on the bigger time frames it does not look as bad, and on the bigger time frame we do actually see a massive cup and handle pattern forming. I did mention that typically with cup and handle patterns we do have a massive breakout to the upside, but you also have to go ahead and keep in mind that a lot of whales look at certain patterns like this and try to trick the whole entire market. So you have to be very, very careful when it comes to certain patterns, and that's why usually it's better to go ahead and wait for confirmation. In order to confirm that this thing's going to go ahead and pump up even higher, we need to go ahead and see Pepe 2.0 retest these levels at the 8297 and the 967, which if you do go ahead and measure it from this bottom to this top, we're talking about a 200 to 300% pump in order for us to go ahead and get back to these levels that we really need to in order to confirm some sort of bullish scenario, right? But we're going to go ahead and see how the week ends. Don't, lose hope. The good thing is that you're probably not going to get too wrecked if you weren't leverage trading this. Right now, I'm not going to be leverage trading a lot of these tokens moving forward. I'm just going to go ahead and stick to spot. And if I do decide to go ahead and hop back onto leverage trading, I'm going to go ahead and start doing lower leverage. I'm going to be sticking anywhere between 3 to 5x leverage, and that's just due to the fact that the market is super, super risky right now at the moment. And I think we're going to have multiple flash crashes like we had yesterday, or at least, sorry, Sunday was when we had the liquidity grab, right? So you want to be very, very careful right now. I wouldn't really encourage, leverage trading right now. Obviously, none of this is financial advice, but if you do want to go ahead and leverage trade or even just do spot, you could go ahead and trade a lot of these tokens on MEXC, which you could go ahead and support the channel by using my link down below. $20,000 inside of bonuses, no KYC, and literally takes less than 3 seconds to create an account. As I mentioned, I am fully liquidated on every freaking position right now, so the only position I'm really holding on to is Grok 2.0, and that's down about 90%, right? So we're gonna go ahead and see where things go moving forward. But Pepe 2.0, we are very critical areas, and we need to go ahead and see some sort of reversal in order for this thing to be back to bullish and see Pepe 2.0 even reach the 1 billion market cap, right? I did mention if we were to approach the zones that we're at right now, it's definitely going to look super, super bearish. And right now, Pepe 2.0, in my opinion, is looking more bearish and bullish. But honestly, it could be worse. I'm going to be honest with you. Pepe 2.0 could be at worse levels, and we do see whales already buying up the dip. So there's definitely people taking advantage of this dip. And I wouldn't be surprised if we see Pepe 2.0 go to the levels that we were talking about, right? This market's super, super manipulated, and it is what it is. What can we do, right? And that's kind of the reason why I don't like being in the zones where we're at right now. We're at extreme greed, in my opinion. Hey Hoppy, how's it going? So thank you. Hope you're having a good one. Zcast says stinks a lot. Yeah, of course. As I mentioned, don't lose hope yet. I think Pepe 2.0 could go ahead and have some sort of comeback, but the fact that we did lose this area of support, which is a very strong area of support, we were consolidating in this zone for literally 33 freaking days, like literally a whole month of consolidation almost, pretty much, just to go ahead and lose everything that we worked so freaking hard for right here, just to be wiped out in literally a couple minutes, right? But that's what happened with the whole entire market, not just Pepe 2.0, right? So we can't be just selective and super bearish on Pepe 2.0, because the whole entire market had a lot of projects that literally lost all their gains and they worked so freaking hard. For example, Bitcoin worked super hard to get to the levels we were at, just to go ahead and lose them all literally in a couple minutes, right? But I would be paying attention to the RSI. If the RSI does continue to get rejected at the 29.29, as I mentioned, we are going to go ahead and continue to go down lower. And you could be expecting the levels of 11.68, which would be an additional 40 to 50% dump. 66% dump, right? So One of my biggest concerns too with Pepe 2.0 was the liquidity being unlocked. We actually do have liquidity being unlocked in 8 days. So not financial advice, but for any of you that are looking to go ahead and load up on Pepe 2.0 or anything, I would just go ahead and wait till the 8 days to go ahead and see what's going to happen, right? Is a team going to go ahead and dump their tokens on us? What's going to happen? 6% liquidity being unlocked in 8 days. I think it's quite a lot. You know what I mean? 6%. I don't know how much a 6% is. 6% could be 600,000. It could be a million. I don't know. I really wish I knew how much was the amount that is being unlocked. I think it might be $1 trillion. I'm not too sure though. So I do not want to go ahead and speak on things that I'm not too sure on, but 6% of liquidity is being unlocked. And I think it might be 22.24 trillion if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong. I don't know. Let's go ahead and do what, let's go ahead and see what 22, let's just say if this is 26 trillion, let's go ahead and see what 22% trillion will look like. Pepe 2. I think someone said it was like 200,000 if I'm not mistaken. Let's go ahead and check. Let's see. This is 84 cents. I don't know why it says it's 84 cents. Really doubt it's 84 cents, but I think it might be $840,000. I could be wrong. Maybe it's $84,000, but I do think that it's going to be a nice little amount that they're going to be unlocking. So I'd just be very, very careful with that. So if you are still looking to go ahead and buy Pepe 2, I would just wait. Obviously not financial advice, but I would wait for the 8 days and then see how the market reacts. And if it dumps and the market's still bullish, then I'll just buy the dip, right? Thanks a lot. Yeah, you're welcome. So let's go ahead and see what else we could be expecting moving forward. RFD is actually pumping slightly up, 5.78 market cap. We were at like 3 million. I can't remember who was calling this refund out. It might have been, who was it? Let me try to remember. I think it was Dwayne. Dwayne actually talked about refund, and refund has actually been burning their supply. So that's actually the reason why it did a little bit of over, I think a 2 or 3x in the last week, if I'm not mistaken. And it says right here, 9% today, never more, never less, and approaching DeFi deflationary mechanism. And it tells you right here a little bit more about what they're looking to go ahead and do with refund overall, right? So definitely go ahead and keep your eyes out on refund. I think refund might be the next play. It looks like they're not listed on MEXC, I think. Maybe they're listed only on what is it called? On spot trading. Let me double check. Because you know how I feel about tokens being listed on MEXC. I usually, that's what I would prefer to trade on, right? Just because it makes it a little bit more convenient than most other platforms. Let's go ahead and see what it, yeah, they're actually listed on MEXC, so you can only go ahead and spot trade it though. So for me, I would definitely go ahead and add a small little bag to refund. I think it might be worth the risk, in my opinion. Not financial advice, but with $100, you'd be getting a boatload of freaking tokens, and the supply has been freaking cut. So I do think this refund token will go ahead and be doing some sort of reversal. So definitely go ahead and keep that on your watch list. If you could go ahead and add a small little bag, like I said, even $100 is definitely worth, in my opinion, risking. That's a 2,165% pump. So that is freaking insane. We're going to go ahead and see where things go. That's freaking insane. Let's go ahead and see. Hold on, my bad. Let me just mute my phone. But that's a 2,165%. So that's about a 21x, if I'm not mistaken. So that's kind of worth the risk, right? You could throw in $100, $200, and make a nice little pump on that. That would be $2,100, I believe. So that's not that bad of a pump, right? You can't go ahead and be too wrong with that. So that's looking pretty good. I think this is something that could go ahead and reverse. I did mention that a lot of with these tokens, one of the biggest things that we have is typically with all these meme coins, we usually have this massive reversal that goes on, kind of like a U-shaped pattern. And we've seen that happen multiple times, right? We saw that happen with Bonk. Bonk currently sitting at 563 million. I told a lot of you to be very, very careful. general, especially when we started seeing a lot of these big YouTubers and influencers talk about bonk. I did mention that that's usually the time that there might be some sort of dump, and we actually did see bonk touch as high a little bit over 700 million market cap. So I do believe that once bonk begins to run up again, which it will, we will be seeing 1 billion market cap being approached. So definitely be on the lookout for that. I do think this is going to be the next hot topic. It currently is right now still hot trending #1. It is running in the Solana blockchain. And as I mentioned, if you do want to get exposure in sort of a leverage position with Solana, being bonk or anything related to bonk, like a meme token, is definitely going to be the freaking play when it comes to being involved in Solana, right? So bonk would definitely be the play. As I mentioned, it is still, I guess, the narrative of dog tokens are still a hot thing. I never thought that was going to be the case, but now looking back and actually thinking, it makes sense, right? Most people have dogs as pets. I don't think there's that many people that have freaking frogs as pets. I think that'd be so much more cooler, but I'm a dog person myself too, right? So it makes a lot more sense why the dog narrative is still even a thing. And we're seeing this still with bonk. We saw with the actual coin dog, which is one of the tokens that Tillery actually called out. It looks like it has lost its support, but he did call it out like around a very low market cap before it hit 1 million. It actually went as high as 10 million or 8 million market cap. So congratulations on all those that did go ahead and take advantage of the dip. We did actually go ahead and lose a major support that we were actually looking at. But as I mentioned, you could be expecting that with a lot of the tokens because of the flash crash that we actually had on Sunday. And right now, the biggest question is how how is the market going to react tomorrow, right? Tomorrow we have the Fed meeting, which is one of the biggest things that we have. We actually got CPI data today. It looks like supposedly, I guess, inflation slightly going down, which I super doubt it. That's what I heard. But tomorrow's really going to go ahead and tell us how the market's going to be feeling, right? As I mentioned, I do believe the Fed's going to have to cut down rates in order for this market to continue to pump. My opinion is they're going to go ahead and continue to pump more easy money into the market. With that being said, the market's going to go ahead and continue to go up higher, but we could go ahead and expect higher inflation in the next 2 years, in my opinion. I think inflation is going to get worse. I think the cost of living is going to get worse. I think everything is going to get worse, but the markets are going to be printing a lot of freaking money, right? So right now, this is a time, in my opinion, not financial advice, where being a little bit more risk on is definitely worth the risk. I mean, if you're already paying freaking crazy prices for, for food, might as well throw a couple bucks on some meme tokens or some altcoins and hopefully hope for the better that we could go ahead and have some sort of pump and hopefully not have to ever worry about freaking inflation prices after this bull run, right? So as I did mention that typically when it comes to this kind of scenario in the market, the more bad news we get, usually the better the market does. And the stock market actually finished pretty green today, surprisingly. So it looks like they are probably implementing what the Fed's going to be saying tomorrow. One of the best ways we're going to go ahead and find out is tomorrow when we go ahead and go live stream with our typical time that we do. We should go ahead and get a better understanding how people are feeling. But as I mentioned, last FOMC meeting that we had, we actually had the DXY dump as the Fed was freaking talking, and the crypto market actually began to go up, right? The market was actually going up around here, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. And then we had a full-on reversal going on with the DXY. I think it was around this zone right here. Look, let me go ahead and get rid of all these scribbles all over my screen. But yeah, I hope all of you are having a good one today. Go ahead and comment down below your thoughts, your opinion. Do you think, what the Fed's going to go and say tomorrow? Is it going to pump the market? Is it going to dump the market? Are you feeling more bullish right now, or are you starting to feel a little bit bearish, or are you just going to be on the sidelines watching and waiting to go ahead and see what's going to happen right now with the FOMC meeting? So let's go ahead and see right now. At the moment right now with the DXY. So with the DXY, as I mentioned on the daily, we did see it back around the FOMC meeting. I believe it was around here, if I can remember correctly. We saw one of the FOMC meetings because they have multiple FOMC meetings, right? And the way you could go ahead and find that is by typing in FOMC meetings and then the time and date, and it usually comes out. It's as simple as this. Let me go ahead and show you FOMC meeting. You just do this, and then you start getting all the calendar for the FOMC meeting, and it tells you right here. It tells you all the meetings. So all this information is public data, right? So you should definitely go ahead and take advantage that the information is public, and you can go ahead and find out, you know, when we're going to go ahead and have the next meetings and all that. But it tells you right here 12 to the 13, and we're going to go ahead and see what they're going to be talking about. So definitely looking forward to that. That's going to give us a better understanding of how the market's going to react. But as I mentioned, I do believe that we are going to be a lot more bullish moving forward overall. Advocate NY, how's it going, my guy? We need luck. Yeah, I mean, as I mentioned, I don't think there's nothing for us to panic. If anything, this is a time for us to be more bullish than ever. I know a lot of people will go ahead and panic, but I do think that overall we should be feeling a lot more bullish than anything, right? Anybody's talking about Bitcoin going down to $10,000, either the market crashing, it's total BS. They're just here to go ahead and scare you. I believe overall the market's going to go ahead and continue to pump, and I think this is our time to go ahead and make money. So overall, in my opinion, as I mentioned, you shouldn't panic. The luck, I would definitely say we don't need the luck. I think we have the luck now, and right now this is what we're actually going through in the market, right? What we're going through in the market right now is the best thing that could happen, right? It might be a little scary. You might feel a little bit uncomfortable, but I'll go ahead and tell you, there's nothing for you to worry about. Yes, the economy is going to get worse. Yes, inflation is going to continue to get worse. Yes, housing is going to get more expensive. It's going to get worse overall. I'm sorry to tell you, right? But the good thing about this is that if you're invested into this market, which I'm assuming a lot of you are, we are going to make money during this market. So just don't panic, don't get scared with anybody talking about the market dumping, that this is the end, this is done with the bull run. As I mentioned, typically when we start seeing a lot of these influencers talk about the bull run has started, that's usually the time the market begins to dump, right? And we actually kind of hit it with what we've noticed, right? So as I mentioned, there's nothing for you to panic. You know, the time that we should have been panicking was, you know, back in August when I was telling you, you know, if you're still here till this day, you have nothing to worry about. I think this is the opportunity to go ahead and load up, buy the dips. Don't leverage trade though. I think that's a little bit more risky in my opinion. I think right now it should be the focus on looking for the next alpha. But overall, don't panic. Trust me. Like I could go ahead and tell you that. Trust me. We're going to make a whole boatload of freaking money this year and hopefully the next 2024 to 2025, right? So just know that this is one of the biggest opportunities we can have. But overall, yes, things are going to get worse for people that are not exposed to this market. Vernon, hey, John, great to see you again, mate. Can you check out Dobie again? Yeah, 100%, bro. Let's go ahead and check out Dobie right now. Okay, so let's go ahead and check out Dobie. Currently sitting at 489,000 market cap, $59,000 of liquidity, 7,000 holders, and about 364,000 of freaking volume. Right now, it looks like it is looking for some area of support on the daily. Actually down 35% on the 24-hour volume. Could be an actually buying a dip opportunity. Looks like support is actually being found right now. Volume has slightly decreased, but I do believe we should be getting a little bit more information. And we might be seeing this overall with the whole entire market, right? With the FOMC meeting, I'm sure a lot of people are probably sitting on the sidelines to go ahead and see what they could be expecting. But I do believe overall, even if we do see, let's say the next 2-3 weeks or the last month of December, I think we have, what, 2 weeks left? If we have the last week, let's say, for example, of December, the last 2 weeks, I do believe that there's a possibility the market could go ahead and dump, and we could go ahead and see a lot of people panicking and calling the tops. Oh, this is the freaking tops, and people are going to be running around like headless freaking chickens. But that's when you and I want to go ahead and be buying the dips, loading up on these projects when nobody wants to go ahead and hold them, right? Everybody wants to jump in when they're green. Right now, Dobie, I don't know, as I mentioned, one of the biggest things that I was really concerned is the liquidity. $59,000 of liquidity is freaking scary, but it looks like there's a lot of holders. And as I mentioned, we've seen that with multiple projects where the liquidity is so freaking low, yet it's still pumping like crazy. I don't know if it doesn't work the same thing with Solana, where if you have low liquidity, you can't cash out. But $59,000 of liquidity is a massive red flag. But with that being said, I think throwing in a couple $100 will not hurt you. I mean, the supply is at 1,000 million of market supply. So realistically, this token realistically could hit $1 eventually one day if we do go ahead and reach a high market cap, such as the market cap that we have with Bonk, right? So that's the possibility with tokens like this. As I mentioned, this is one of the best ways to go ahead and hedge yourself with if you're bullish on Solana tokens. And it is a Solana token, meme token, that runs on Solana blockchain. And I think this is one of the reasons why I'm mostly bullish about it. Looks like they have some sort of bot at staking protocol and some NFTs. I'm not sure if any of that has been released, but this is one of the tokens that I actually have on my watch list. Currently looking at the market right now, and it does look like support is actually being found, and it looks like Vernon actually made a lot of freaking money on this token right here. So congratulations, bro. Congrats on that win. I know you weren't able to cash out completely on that, but trust me, bro, there's going to be plenty of freaking tokens for you to go ahead and do that again. And just learn from your mistakes, right? What did you do right? What did you do wrong? What can you go ahead and do moving forward? Maybe you should have left a little bit of extra tokens just in case it pumped, and just learn from that experience, right? I think that's the most important thing, is learning from your experience, moving forward with it, and then just duplicating the process of what you did right? Don't focus on what you did wrong. Understand what you did wrong, but focus on what you did right. And as long as you focus on what you did right and understand what you did wrong, moving forward, you can go ahead and duplicate the process, right? One of the biggest things that I always say, you know, if you've been able to make money in this space before, or you've been successful in this space and you've lost everything, trust me, you will make it again. You'll understand certain patterns. You understand how tokens move. You'll understand what to look for. So even if you missed out on this, or you missed out on, you know, cashing out on a big project, like for example, I missed out on Grok. I missed out on Baby Grok. I missed out on freaking, what other freaking token? I missed out on freaking a boatload of freaking tokens, right? But I don't ever FOMO into these tokens, because I know that there's always going to be a new Bonk or a new Pepe around the corner, right? It's all about looking for that opportunity early on and taking down that risk. And the problem is that many people are not willing to take on the risk. So not financial advice, this is probably the time you want to be taking a little bit more risk when it comes to a lot of these projects. Don't throw in all your money, but maybe throw in a couple $100s, right? With meme tokens, I always say don't throw in no more than $300. But I had a buddy of mine literally throw in like $1,200 on Grok when it first came out, like the first week. He even told me about it, and I didn't jump into it because I was too lazy to move my money from freaking MEXC to a DEX. And he ended up turning around like $1,200 or like $1,500 into $50 or actually $80,000, right? Within a week. So as crazy as it freaking sounds, that's the possibilities that you have in this space, but you need to be willing to take the risk, right? And most people are not. That's why most people lose money, because they only take the risk when the token's pumping. And that's usually the time when, guess what? When all the people that were willing to put in their money early on and take that risk, they're cashing out, selling their bags to you at the top, while you're over here buying the freaking top and getting wrecked every time, right? The people that made the millionaires, the people that were made millionaires on Grok, bought right here, held onto it, and sold to you right here. So they made their money, right? But most people love to go ahead and buy the tops for whatever reason. They love to go ahead and buy when they see a token just freaking pumping. No, you want to be buying a token right here. You want to be buying, let's say, for example, with Bonk, right? Bonk is a perfect example. Nobody was really talking about this. And Vernon, shout out to Vernon, actually, you know, told us about Bonk at literally around these levels right here. Around these levels right here. So we took advantage of all these pumps. We made money on November on Bonk because not only because of Vernon. So shout out to Vernon for that alpha, but because we were willing to take on the risk and understand how Bonk moved, right? We understood that Bonk had a correlation with Solana. We literally compared the chart with Bonk and Solana, and we're like, oh snap, there's a correlation here. They move together. Solana pumps, Bonk pumps freaking 50-60%. So we've noticed it was kind of a leverage position, right? So we were actually trading this position on Bonk on MEXC with leverage. And if you want to go ahead and do the same thing with any of the tokens that we talk about, there's going to be a few that are on MEXC, a few that aren't. But if you want to support me, go ahead and make sure to use my MEXC link down below. Really, really do appreciate it. So, you know, on this live stream, we do talk a lot about, you know, alpha. There's a lot of plays that a lot of you have given literally freaking back to back. And I think that's freaking insane. I've missed a lot of opportunities. I'm not going to go ahead and sit here and lie to you. But I do want to go ahead and mention that any of the tokens that I do get, that we do talk about on the live stream, I am no way, shape, or form endorsing or affiliated with any of them. So I don't know any exclusive exclusive information that, that you don't know, that I know. So just want to go ahead and say that, enter at your own risk. This is a high risk, high reward, 80% chance you might lose all your money, 20% chance you might win. So do your math there. I'm just here to go ahead and share what other people have been making their money on. For example, another one, Black Ranger talked about baby grok literally at these freaking levels, you know what I mean? And we were talking about, usually baby tokens don't freaking pump forever, but look at this. It literally touched, I saw it touch 30 something million market cap, right? So you need to be willing to take the risk early on. And this is really the only way you make the money. You want to be buying right here when nobody believes in the token. For example, Ryan has been telling us about Ding, right? Ding is at a 60,000 market cap. He told us about Ding at the levels right here. Yes, it has a low market cap. Yes, it has a low liquidity. Yes, it has a low holder count. But these are the tokens you need to be willing to throw in. Even $100 could literally make you a couple $100,000. You just have to go ahead and be willing to take the risk. Let's go ahead and read some more comments right here. See what we got going on. Hey, Suave, how's it going, my guy? Hope you're doing good today. What's up, John? When Lambo? Hopefully soon, bro. Hopefully this 2024, we could go ahead and make the Lambo happen for sure, right? I'm more kind of a Ferrari guy, so if I was to get that kind of Lambo money, I would get a freaking Ferrari. I think it's a 418 Spider, man. I think that's what it's called, right? Let's see. 418 Spider. Let's put Spifer. Yeah, this one right here. Or it's 488. This thing's freaking fire. This is like what I would get if I had freaking Lambo money. I would go for a Ferrari. This would be the move for sure. I think they just look freaking sick. Kind of look like low-key cars too. They're not too like loud. That makes any sense. But also, another token that Tillery actually talked about was actually Wolf. Is actually up 190 freaking %. So it literally 2x today. Vernon says it's the same thing with Ribbit probability in terms of liquidity. But what's up with the liquidity, bro? Like why is it that a lot of these tokens have low liquidity to start off with? And like, I don't know. I always found it really sketchy when you saw a lot of these tokens with very, very low liquidity. But like, for example, Landwolf, very low liquidity, right? But liquidity actually went up. So I'm assuming a lot of LP, a lot of market makers started providing liquidity with Wolf, and they're probably making bank right now. They're definitely making bank. I mean, 190% pump. They're probably making about almost a 1% fee on transactions. So they're making bank off of this. And we have to start talking about providing liquidity too. I provided liquidity on Ethereum, and I was averaging a little bit over $120 a day, $150 a day of passive income, literally not doing anything. Just holding on to my favorite token, providing liquidity. Obviously, there's a high risk to it, but the reward's kind of nice, right? I mean, making $150 of passive income every day, depending on how the transactions are doing. With my investment was only about two grand, so $2,000 investment was making me about $150 a day of passive income, right? So that's not too bad. That's like literally almost working a job, like a regular minimum wage job, if you're able to average $100 plus a day, right? So that wasn't that too bad of a play, but definitely DeFi is going to be one of the biggest things as soon as the market continues to pick up. What is Ribbit, bro? Did we talk about Ribbit? Can you provide the smart contract to Ribbit? I think another play right now too that I'm looking at is actually SS SHIB. This is one I'm going to be looking at very, very carefully. Another meme token inspired by freaking a dog. Right now, it does look like support is actually looking to be found. A total market cap of 1,169,000 of liquidity with 5.77 thousand holders, 786,000 of freaking 24-hour volume. Another, as I mentioned, another dog token. It's not unique, but as I mentioned, people just love the freaking dog tokens, and it is running on the Solana network blockchain, if you want to call it. And this is actually one of the other alphas that Vernon gave to us. Might be worth throwing a couple $100 on this thing too, right? JTO was one I was looking at too. Insane freaking market cap at $2 right now. So maybe not worth, you know, jumping into it at the moment. But we do see a massive, massive decrease. I mean, we went as high as $3, currently right now at 2665. And then we want to talk about ENU too. This is another token that Tillery actually gave us back over here at this bottom, and has pumped ever since, you know? So there's definitely a lot of people making money right now. I mean, this thing did a 3x. So what this is giving me a sign of is I'm going to go ahead and step away from leverage trading for a while. And I'm going to focus more on looking for more alpha tokens, such as the tokens that we're looking at right now, right? I did talk about the narrative that Solana tokens and Avalanche tokens might be the move moving forward. And that's due to the fact that Ethereum gas fees are going to be ramping up. So it's definitely going to be some sort of barrier to a lot of people trying to jump into these tokens. So I would say we should be focusing on Avalanche, Solana, and BNB tokens moving forward. And I think that's the way we're going to go ahead and be making a lot of our money. Because if you see this, I mean, look at Avalanche, 108, almost a 200x right here. Look, 200%, sorry, that's a 2x with the wolf, right? And this is one that Tillery shilled literally, I think, yesterday for us on stream. Hey, Tillery's here, talking about Tillery, man. How's it going, my guy? Hey, congrats on that play, bro. I see you freaking making money on Wolf. I was just telling chat, literally, dude, you've been nailing it with every freaking alpha. He called out ENU, he called out Wolf, he called out Dog, he called out freaking, dude, Tillery has been killing it. This guy has a freaking nice fat bag, I could assume, and he's gonna be enjoying the holidays for sure, right? So congratulations to any of you that jumped in onto those plays that Tillery has literally been giving. Unfortunately, I missed on all of them, man. I was way too, you know, overly invested into Pepe, hoping that I would have been able to like 4x my money and then pull out and then start flipping my money over here. But as I mentioned, moving forward next month, my strategy is going to go ahead and start changing, and I might start getting ready to be a little bit more risk on with a lot of these meme tokens, and I'm just going to go ahead and just start throwing money everywhere, right? That's one of the best ways right now that I'm seeing that the market's reacting to. I mean, if meme tokens right now, while the market's freaking panicking, it's, you know, 198%. It definitely tells you that a lot of people are willing to be on that risk on with a lot of these projects. So let's go ahead and look at the project that Vernon is actually just provided to us. Smash that like button, chat. Yep, 100%. Check out Solana, man, please. Yeah, I'll go ahead and check out Solana right now. Let's go ahead and check out this token you provided. Rabbit. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at Rabbit. It's actually down 45%, but it does look like a cup and handle pattern is actually forming on the daily. Obviously, if you see a pattern, doesn't mean it's going to happen 100%. But right now, you know, the fact that it did dump 45%, that's actually kind of juicy. You know, that's a good buying to dip opportunity. 2.73 million market cap, 167,000 of liquidity, 21,000 freaking holders, 748,000 of 24-hour volume. So what is Rabbit? Solana's frog, just an ETH, has Pepe's soul, has ribbits. So that's pretty cool. Look at the freaking mouse. The little mouse pointer. It's freaking Solana. It's not Solana. It's a freaking Pepe the Frog with the red arrow shooting up to the moon, right? You can't make any of this up. Bird eye. What is a bird eye? Okay, so this is the platform. Nice. I've never seen this platform. I'm gonna save that platform. I like the charts. Looks pretty nice. Looks really good. It actually looks like a reversal is happening with Ribbit. So we are going to go ahead and do some TA on Solana right now because, as I mentioned, a lot of these meme tokens literally ride on the Solana's wave, right? So if Solana hits $500, imagine what these meme tokens that are sitting at a 2 million market cap could go ahead and do. You're talking about literally an over 100x pump with a lot of these tokens, right? Solana has a huge community. As much as I've always hated Solana, I think I'm gonna start to become a Solana fanboy. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, even on the low end, you can see a 300% pump, which is a 3x, right? So definitely be on the lookout for Ribbit. I'm gonna go ahead and add that to my watch list. Let's go ahead and see how it respects this area of support. If you do go ahead and zoom out, even on a 4-hourly, you could go ahead and see some sort of cup and handle pattern forming. So in order to go ahead and confirm this pattern, we would want to go ahead and see a reversal break above 15, or what is it? Let's see. 1477, break above this zone right here and then continue to pump to the upside, and we could be seeing that 300% pump, which is initially a 3x. So you could triple your money literally in the next coming weeks, right? So as I mentioned, just be on the lookout right now. I'm just adding all these tokens to my watch list. I'm giving you, the tokens that all of you are giving alpha to, and my goal right now is just to go ahead and analyze, see how these tokens move, right? If these tokens are being respected on the area of support, or if these tokens continue to dump, find an area of support before jumping in, right? You don't want to be jumping in, for example, like Wolf, right? Wolf is at a 200% pump. You usually do not want to be jumping in when it's pumping right now, right? This is usually when you get wrecked. The problem is you just don't know when it's going to dump, right? Maybe this thing continues to pump and tomorrow it goes back even higher. I mean, it just went from 200% pump down to, no, actually that's on the 24-hour volume. So right now we could go ahead and see this literally break above it and do another additional 200 to 300% pump, which is a 2 to 3x. So you could either do the method of just going in right now and kind of forgetting about it, or waiting for it to dump and then buy in, or buy in right now, only throwing $100, wait for it to continue to pump, and as soon as it retraces, start to buy every freaking dip that you see. That is one of the strategies I like to go ahead and use. Typically, as I mentioned, I wouldn't suggest buying in when it's pumping 200x or 200%, but also the problem comes in where this thing can literally skyrocket in 5x and you can miss out, right? So you have to be willing to take the risk on situations like that. But usually I don't like chasing the pumps. I like waiting for it to dump. For example, Baby Grok, right? This thing was pumping like freaking crazy. I said I'm not going to be touching it for a few freaking days. I'm probably going to be looking at it, analyzing it. So based on what we've been seeing from previous information, we see that usually Baby Grok dumps for about 3 to 4 days before having another breakout, right? Doesn't mean it's always going to happen, but it literally goes back all the way from over here where you see it from 4 days, then it pumped, 3 days, then it pumps. So we could say safely, we could assume we might see 2 to 3 days around this area of support. And then as soon as it finds a support, it's going to be another staircase up, which will be, let's go ahead and say roughly, if it does follow that, it doesn't tell us, but that's probably going to be another 2 to 3x, right? So just wait for your opportunity, and I'm sure you will go ahead and get into it. But I mean, look at Ribbit, 42% down, could be a buying to dip opportunity. So let's go ahead and take a look at Solana and see what we are seeing right now. I'm reading the comments right now. Let's go. Check your DM, bro. Congrats, Tillery. Vernon says, congrats, Tillery. Happy for you, man. Same low liquidity. Seems like a thing with Solana meme token. Yeah, it just seems like a lot of these Solana meme tokens are low. Let me go ahead and check my Twitter real quick and see what Tillery has sent us. Let me go ahead and put my Twitter right here to the side. So let me just read my DMs real quick. Trader Joe's, okay. All right, so I apologize. I haven't checked my messages, chat. I will definitely go ahead and reply to all of you, but Tillery just gave us some alpha as usual, so shout out to Tillery. So you could actually go ahead and connect and use Avalanche through MetaMask. So you could just go ahead and add the network directly. So that's actually pretty cool. And you just hit 1 million. Let's see. That's cool. All right, awesome, awesome, awesome. Nice. Okay, let's go ahead and see this. So Trader Joe's is the platform we use to go ahead and swap your token. So if you want to go ahead and buy these meme tokens that are running on Avalanche, this is the way you use. The platform you use is traderjoes.com. So traderjoexyz.com. All right, so just be very, very careful what you connect to. But if you are looking at this right now pre-recorded or on stream, go ahead and screenshot this and zoom in onto the URL so you won't go ahead and miss it. So this is a platform you use. So shout out to freaking Tillery, bro, always creating alpha for us. So really do appreciate you, man. And it looks like we could provide a lot of liquidity for a lot of these pools too. I mean, look at this, 191% APR in 24 hours. So This is exciting, man. I'm definitely getting excited for DeFi. I'm getting really ready for this freaking pump, and then start playing with DeFi. It's been a while since I played with DeFi, and I think I have to go back to the basics. Honestly, I'm gonna be honest. I think it's time for me to go back to the basics of what I used to do. Is really go into DeFi, because right now leverage, I've been getting freaking wrecked, man. Freaking wrecked. So let's go ahead and see this real quick. Let's go ahead and do some TA on Solana now. We're going to go ahead and do some TA. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at Solana. Let's go ahead and take a look at it. So Solana right now is currently dumping 65.688 on Solana. Let's go ahead and see where it dumps back down to. As I mentioned, we are currently looking at an area of support with Solana. Solana looks freaking scary, man. I'm not gonna lie to you. I think Solana is like one of those tokens that I just feel like, dude, like this is freaking scary. Look how much we have freaking pumped up to. Over 300% on Solana, and it just looks like it just really never really finds I mean, I wouldn't say it doesn't find a strong support, but it literally only consolidates for a few days before having a next breakout, right? So right now with Solana, I would say we could be expecting another dump. This could be a very strong area of support, because this is an area of resistance. So resistance becomes support. So as long as we continue to hold this area right here at the 65 and above, we could go ahead and see Solana reverse, and our next target will be $90 and above. So this is the reason why I would suggest a lot of you to start loading up on a lot of these meme tokens on Solana. We could also go ahead and see Solana fall as low as $56, right? So if Solana does fall below or falls to $56, I think there's going to be a massive freaking buying the dip opportunity. So be on the lookout for that. I wouldn't be surprised if we do go ahead and hit the zones at $55. So be on the lookout. And also, as I mentioned, a lot of these meme tokens do move with Solana. So if you're looking to go ahead and jump into these Solana meme tokens, be very careful due to the fact that we could go ahead and also get rejected on the 4 hourly, right? If the 4 hourly does touch $70 again on Solana, we are more than likely, if we can't break above that, we are going to go ahead and fall below 62. And then we're probably going to try to retest 62 to 67. If that area gets rejected, we're going to fall back down to 59, and then from 59 is going to retest 65, and if that falls below, we are going to be approaching 54. So just be on the lookout for that. As I mentioned, if this was to happen with Solana, I think those would be probably most of the most freaking bullish news you could go ahead and come across, right? That means a lot of these tokens are going to dump an additional 50%. A lot of whales are going to start buying up Solana. So even if you do see a dip with Solana down to the 54 area or 56, I do believe the dips are going to be bought very quickly. So just be on the lookout for that on the 4 hourly chart. On the 1 hourly chart, it's very similar scenario. So Solana right now, I'm a little neutral. And that's just due to the fact that I just don't know, right? With Solana, we could sit here and do TA, but when we were right here in Solana, I was expecting it to dump back down to $30, right? Which never freaking happened. When we approached this zone right here at $40 and we pumped all the way to 60, I was expecting to dump back down to 43, which we didn't. We just continued to go up, right? So I don't want to go ahead and say that we are for sure guarantee that we're going to dump down to 53 or 56, but I could go ahead and say that if we don't hold this area of support around the 65, we are more than likely going to go ahead and retest 60 down to 53, and I think these two zones right here are going to be freaking bullish overall for the market. So overall, I'm just going to say neutral, and the biggest things we have to be on the lookout for is the FOMC meeting tomorrow. So let's go ahead and see what's going to happen with that. Let's go ahead and read some comments. Dobie is Duppy, man. Could you suggest an entry point? I would really appreciate your insight on that. Let's go ahead and take a look at that. Tillery says, thank you, Vernon. I want all of us to win. Yeah, dude, freaking Tillery has been freaking killing it, dude. Shout out to Tillery. A lot of you have been freaking killing it, honestly. I think the only one that has been getting wrecked since has been really freaking me, dude. Like straight up. But honestly, like the best thing is that I like all of you making freaking money. That makes me more happy than anything, right? When all of you guys are making money, that gets me excited. Especially when we're all helping each other out, right? That's what I freaking love. Vernon sharing love, you know, Glenn, Tillery, like all of you giving alpha and people actually listening and actually taking the advantage of the risk onto that and actually making money, that's freaking great, man. That we're helping each other out, right? And that's how it should be, right? Whether I believe in a project or not, jump into it. If you have the gut feeling that you should do it, do it. I'm not the type of person to ever tell you don't do something, right? If anything, I'm here to encourage all of you, and I'm here to support every one of you, right? Regardless of the decisions that you decide to do when it comes to jumping into a lot of these projects. And that's what I love about all of you, right? The community's freaking strong, dude. I like how we don't bash each other. We support each other, and I think that's the best thing. So what token are we looking at again? Dobie, right? Dobie. He said he wanted an entry. Well, the problem is with an entry, even if I was to give you an entry with Dobie, the problem is that we're kind of running into right now is Solana. So if Solana does continue to hold above $65, then Dobie is going to be holding the area of support where we're at right now, which is 34.87. We've actually lost the area of support. I'm not gonna lie. We should have been holding on to 44.96, and we actually just lost it. It looks like it might have been like a small little liquidity grab for many, or like a scarce tactic. But ideally, we did lose that area of support, but we do see it being bought out right now. So ideally, I would say as long as we continue to hold this area right here at the 3584, or actually even dipped even lower. How low can we go? 3258. Honestly, for an entry, the thing is, I just really can't give you a for sure entry where we could be seen. If you want to jump into this, I would just go ahead and just slowly buy in. But I think it might dump. I'm not going to lie. I could be wrong, but I think we could dump if Solana continues to lose its support right here. If Solana loses support at 65, then all these meme tokens on Solana are going to dump. So that's kind of the reason why I do not want to give you an entry, because it's really, really difficult to even give you one, even if I wanted to, right? Because right here, we didn't want to lose this support. We lost the support. But what I could tell you that this is a whale dumping probably and trying to scare everybody off. And they're doing that perfectly, right? We just saw it, dump even more. So we already actually lost the support. But we are entering another support, which is a 3187. If we do go ahead and lose that support, we could go ahead and go down to 9936 or 38. So not financial advice. I would just wait because the FOMC meeting, I think it's going to be bullish for the market, but I think people might overreact and panic sell, and then we're gonna have a reversal. That's what I think. I think a lot of people are gonna panic. It's gonna dump, and then we're gonna go ahead and have the market reverse. That's what my opinion is. I could be wrong. Maybe tomorrow it just freaking. I mean, look at it. It's just 60% dump. Like, look at this. Literally dumped all the way down to 2.1, and then it pumped back up. So it's really, really difficult to go ahead and give an entry point on this one. I mean, it really lost its support. So I'd just be on the lookout for this, bro, to be honest. I wouldn't touch it right now. I'll just wait, and I would just go ahead and wait for what Solana is going to do, right? So I'd wait till tomorrow. If Solana does go ahead and fall or goes above $70, then you could, I'm not going to say you could go ahead and jump into Dobie, and that's going to give you a better bullish sign as opposed to jumping right now. I think we could get rejected at the $70 and then come back down. We could even go get rejected at 68 on Solana and then come back down to 62. And if that happens, these meme tokens are going to dump even more. We could see another additional 40% dump on a lot of these meme tokens on Solana. And that's probably why it's dumping too. Dumping hard right now. Inu, yeah, dude. BP the Gouch. Inu's pumping right now. I'll throw in $100 at 0.003. Yeah, dude, just go in slowly, man. Just go in slowly. Billy, how's it going, my guy? Inu is going to melt faces. Old school meme coin vibes. Let's go ahead and take a... Yeah, I agree with you, man. Inu has been doing some massive freaking things. Frick, I just spilled my drink. Inu has been doing some massive things. So shout out to the team out there. About 665 holders on Inu. This thing has pumped like freaking crazy. Shout out to Tillery on this alpha, as I mentioned. Shout out to Tillery on this. The dog tokens, bro. I'm telling you, I never thought freaking dog tokens would be a thing back again. Like, I literally thought dog tokens were done with. But look at the supply. The supply is looking juicy, man. This supply is looking freaking juicy. This literally could hit, if it wants to, it could hit $1 realistically. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not saying it will. I'm just saying realistically it could happen because of the supply being very low. But yeah, that's pretty much it with me on my end when it comes to what we talked about. We'll see where things go. We'll see where things go. We're gonna go ahead and talk about the FOMC meeting. I think more than likely we might see the market pump. That's my opinion. But the DXY looks like it might reverse right here, right? It looks like the DXY is going to try to attempt to retest 104, and there's a probability we might actually break that and actually, you know, head towards 105, which would mean crypto is going to take a hit. Maybe altcoin season begins, but I know Bitcoin is definitely going to go ahead and come down. And Bitcoin right now is hovering actually at $40,000, right? So it tried reversing. It looks like it dumped. If we do go ahead and fall below 40,561, we are going to be approaching back down to the $38,000 area. I think that's bullish for Bitcoin, honestly. Bitcoin has been freaking super overextended, and I think there's been so much hype on Bitcoin, but as I always say, it doesn't matter what I say, right? Because a lot of people thought Bitcoin was going to continue to dump back down at the levels right here. When I was bullish on Bitcoin on October, and I talked about this kind of short squeeze scenario happening, and I was calling for $50,000-$40,000 Bitcoin, people were calling me a fudder, that I'm just, you know, announcing fake news, that this market is going to go down to $5,000 Bitcoin or $10,000. Like, it's freaking ridiculous, dude. And that's the reason why I started longing the market, was around this zone right here with the whole entire crypto market, because I knew Bitcoin was going to go ahead and pump due to the fact that it was heavily shorted. But now I do believe it's time for Bitcoin to go ahead and dump. Emmanuel, how's it going, man? Let's get to Enu. Really appreciate you all the support. Smash that like button for me. I am actually going to go ahead and end the live stream right now. As I mentioned, FOMC meeting tomorrow. So if you are brand new to the channel, go ahead and smash that like button for me. Subscribe. Let's go ahead and read this quick article. Actually, let's see what do they have to say. Maintain interest rates at the current rate at 5.0 or 5.25, 550. This decision is confirmed, would mark the third consecutive meeting where policymakers have chosen to keep rates steady. We're going to see where things go. It's a big day tomorrow. So if you want to go ahead and watch this FOMC meeting with me tomorrow, definitely go ahead and smash that subscribe button, like, and I'll go ahead and catch all of you. Yeah, definitely Inu is going to go ahead and pump. I think a lot of these tokens that a lot of you have been providing is going to pump. So definitely go ahead and check them out. Big whales are coming in. I wouldn't be surprised, man. Wouldn't be surprised. So definitely worth throwing some money. Have a good one, John. See you tomorrow. Later, Vernon. You have a good one. Tillery says there's going to be a big whale coming into Enu. We're seeing a lot of the Enu community tuning in. So I appreciate all of you tuning in right now. So shout out to the Enu team. This thing has been doing numbers, you know. Tillery has been calling it since around this, I believe this zone right here, actually. He called it in around December 10th. And ever since he called it out, you know, this thing has pumped literally over 300% in literally a week, I believe. So you definitely do not want to go ahead and miss out on Enu. Anyways, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And as always, support the channel by using my MEXC link down below. And I'll go ahead and catch all of you